What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through my team selection for Game Week 17. Literally, Game Week 16 has just finished, and within 48 hours, we're going to have to make our decision to select our Game Week 17 squad, make our touches, look at the latest news, see what's gone well, see what didn't go so well in Game Week 16, and get our final teams pushed in. So a lot's gone on. We'll review how Game Week 16 went for me, go through the points tally, and look at what my long, medium and short-term plans are over this busy Christmas period. But before we get stuck in, if you haven't liked the video, give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed to FPL INKLING, please hit that subscribe button and help the family grow. So this is recording at the time of just after finishing the game of the weekend, which was the final game of Crystal Palace versus Everton, which ended 3-1. Fantastic game. So the points and the tally and the rankings are to be updated on the game. So I will go through exactly what they are at the moment. Apologies. So on screen, you can see that I'm on 59 points. Because Vardy didn't feature, I've got King off my bench that will come on with an additional 2 points, which will take me up to a tally of 61 points for this game week. That also should take me through by 2 points in my cup competition, where the opposition player who I was playing got 59. So we were very neck and neck. So I really did want Vardy to come in and play and get me a few points. But, you know, in a week where the average points was 51, I have gone up in ranking. So I did get a green arrow. So the ranking on the right-hand side, you guys can see it shows 1.922, but it is 1.984. Now, at the start of the game week, I started on 2.042. So I have gone up 58,000 in rank, which was going to be a lot higher considering how well I started yesterday, but the players I had playing on Sunday definitely did not add any value to my team. If anything, they dropped my rank from about 1.6 mil back down to a 1.9, because players today who did perform well really did drive their team upwards. So let's start from the back. So Edison, Cancelo and Diaz got me a clean sheet against Wolves. Now, it was on the edge again. Man City, after 90 minutes, they do this to me every single week. Gave away a sloppy chance to Kilman. They had like 7% of possession since their player got sent off, which was Jimenez. And then suddenly, from nowhere comes a cross, and Kilman has a shot on goal from his head, which was saved. I got the crucial clean sheet points. Now, the dilemma I have is Cancelo received a 5th yellow card this season. He got me the bonus points as well. Got me 7 points, but is suspended for the next game against Leeds. Now, for me, in one sense, it could be good because rotation would have been coming soon anyway. So it's a bit of an automatic selection, you know, for him to be rested, to be available for the next game itself. That's why it was so vital for me to ensure that I have a solid bench to allow any suspensions or any COVID-related issues to be, you know, overlooked, and you know, I'll have the players who will be playing. So Cancelo won't be available for that game. Diaz got a booking as well, taking out Traore on a counter attack, but got me 5 points overall. The next game against Leeds, so I'm hoping for another clean sheet, although Leeds are scoring. They scored 2 against Chelsea at the Bridge. Should have got a draw in my opinion as well, which is a bit unlucky, but it was a penalty, by the way. So it'll be a good match against Man City, considering if Bamford comes back or not, it'll be worthwhile seeing for that as well. Then we move on to Trent. Trent being Trent, came away with 3 bonus points, clean sheet as well. What a fantastic game against Aston Villa. Full marks to Aston Villa to go to Liverpool, just like Wolves played Liverpool the week before, to really give them a game. It was a moment of, I'd say, madness. That's the nicest word I could use. From Tyrone Mings to bring down Salah, there was no need to. He was going literally nowhere. The only thing he could have done was cut it back, but the defenders should have been in spot to cut it off. But why should I complain? Because Salah was my captain, got the penalty, won the penalty, and scored it as well. Got 2 bonus points as well. So those are my 2 players from Liverpool who got me the points again to make sure I get a good overall score this week. So Salah, as a captain, once again, did give me the benefits of having him as captain. Although I was so tempted to put it onto Vardy. But again, I'm glad I didn't, because he didn't feature at all. Now moving on to the last part of my defence, which was Chelsea. Conceded 2 goals at home. Again, a surprise. You know, that's, you know, as I think the most goals conceded in December so far is Watford, then followed by Chelsea. Considering a couple of weeks ago we were all talking about doubling up, which I have, even tripling up in some cases on Chelsea with the goalkeeper Mendy as well. But I went vice versa. I went to Man City. The questions now in the FPL community are: do we need to get rid of at least, you know, 1 if not 2 if you tripled up on Chelsea? Considering the world, Football Championship is coming up as well at the end of, I think, January. So there'll be 2 blank game weeks for them around January or February, I think. Game week 24, 25. So we need to start planning for that now as well. But Rudiger got 2 assists from 2 penalty shouts. Both were penalties in my opinion. I'm not saying that with a biased frame of mind, but generally for me, they were penalties. 2 assists, so he did extremely well and got some bonus points with that as well. Rhys James was disappointing. I watched the game, didn't really have any clear-cut chances, but still worthwhile persisting with him because he is dangerous on the break, and he does like to whip in a good ball from set pieces and from counter-attacks as well. Now, going to the midfield, again, a bit of disappointment. So I brought in Bowen this game week. 3 points, so the Burnley game was a 0-0. Bit of a dull draw. I haven't seen the game highlights itself, but I was reading the updates as they were going along, so no clear-cut real chances there at all. So 3 points for Bowen. Fingers crossed they should be able to get some good points with the fixtures West Ham do have coming along. And then we had Wilfried Zaha. Watched the game live just a short while ago against Everton. Everton, again, disappointing. That's another loss for Benitez. How long will they persist with him? It's looking difficult, so that win at Arsenal may not even cover him now. But in terms of Zaha for Crystal Palace, Gallagher took the limelight. Again, 2 goals, fantastic. But for me, I'm still sticking on Zaha. I think, with the fixtures that they do have coming on, I'm going to back him. I have been asked several questions on social media and during streams why I'm persisting with Zaha. But for me, I think for that price range that I do have, yes, there's Tielemans who's had a good game, but for me overall I've backed Zaha. So if I've had him through his tough patch, there's no reason for me to knee-jerk at the moment to take him out. So I'll persist with him and fingers crossed he can come good over the Christmas period. Now moving to my forward line, as usual, as this season has gone on, it's been pretty disappointing. If it weren't for my midfield, including Salah, and my defence, I pretty much would be even in a more dire straight situation than I am at the moment. But Vardy, not featured again, 2 games now he's not played. For Leicester, is that a concern for me? Definitely. Has it caused me to think about having a knee-jerk? Of course, and I'll go through the subs and changes that I have made. I thought despite, having a bit of a rest during midweek as well and resting last week, I thought he'll get a shot today against Newcastle. And if he had, with those 4 goals and conceded, they scored, I'm sure he would have been part of a few of the goals there today. But a bit disappointed. But is it time for me to move on? I think so. I have lost patience. Now, moving on to Antonio. Again, another blank game week. I thought today would have been a good chance for him to really solidify some points against Burnley. But not to worry, we've got some good fixtures coming along. I've backed him through his difficult patch. There's no need for me to knee-jerk on him for me at the moment. So am I going to be looking to change my plan? Am I going to move away from the 5 at the back? Am I looking to bring in other players? I certainly am, and this is why I'm going to be doing. And I've made 2 transfers this week, and I'm going to take a -4. So let's reveal my team for game week 17. So usually I go from the back to the front. I'm actually going to go from the forwards to my defence, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because all of you will be looking at my screen going, Ronaldo is in. Yes, he is indeed. So my first change was Cristiano Ronaldo. So I made these changes on Saturday night. So after I watched the Manchester United versus Norwich game, so I'd already made the changes before Sunday came along. So before I even knew Vardy was arrested against Newcastle, I did make this change on Saturday night because I wanted to avoid another further price rise, which would have taken me out the contention to buy Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, why have I brought Cristiano Ronaldo? What is my other change which gave me a -4? Rudiger has been taken out, and I've brought in Benjamin White, or Ben White as people know. And there'll be a lot of questions around why Ben White, why not Dallo, why not Lamptey, other options that I had available. I will certainly reveal why I've chosen Ben White over the other candidates. Let's talk about Ronaldo quickly. Why did I choose Ronaldo? So one of the things that really kind of made me tilt me over this decision, because I was really adamant to keep Jamie Vardy, and this isn't to do with the fact that he was rested again versus Newcastle. So I was going through the fixtures of Chelsea, and I can show you now from Rhys James if you guys have a close look. So they haven't really kept much clean sheets, but the games don't look that ideal anyway going forward. They can certainly get 4 clean sheets in a row, I think, if they can, all the way to the Brighton game. Then they've got a few difficult games around the new year. where Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham back-to-back. And then if you look at it, game week 24 and 25, they're blank. So there's no reason why I can't bring back Rudiger later, and then they have a good fixture run again. So maybe in February, I can reconsider my strategy. But on the other hand, you got Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, he got a goal against Norwich. United didn't look that great. But just have a look at this run, including West Ham, if they've got a fixture difficulty of 4 and a red colour next to them. All the way up to Man City in game week 28 up to March. They're reasonable fixtures, and he's on penalties. Yes, I know he's 12.4 mil now. I just, with the longevity, I just couldn't consider myself not having him. So overall, if you look at my team selection at the moment, due to Cancelo being suspended, I brought in Douglas Louise. But otherwise, my team selection will be 4-3-3, which will be Cancelo at the back, Douglas Louise on the bench, and the 3 strikers up front. But for this week, I brought in Douglas Louise for Cancelo, and now we'll go through all my thought process. I'm backing Ronaldo now because I've had a change of plan. So moving forward, the formation will be 4-3-3. So we'll start with the back now. We've got Edison and Diaz at the back. With Cancelo suspended, even if Diaz gets a rest, I've got Ben White to come on, or Brownhill as well, if there are any other substitutions to be made. So I'm expecting Man City. They're at home to Leeds. Leeds have played well. They didn't have Bamford on the weekend. I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with him. But they have Bamford back, and with the kind of, the forward play they do have, it's going to be challenging for City. But I think this clean sheet against Wolves will give him a lot of confidence now to be able to hold on to a clean sheet. I mean, how mad was Jimenez? We haven't talked about him yet. But Jimenez owners, if you weren't owning Jimenez this week, I feel sorry for you. 45 seconds of madness at the end of 45 minutes getting sent off. I don't know what I saw that day, but it was not great for Jimenez owners. But again, Man City, I back him for a clean sheet, and I'm still persisting with Edison in goal. Then we got Trent against Newcastle at home. Newcastle, for me, I think they look gone. It'll be an absolute miracle from Eddie Howe to keep him up for me. From what I've seen today against Leicester, because I watched them live after a very long time. It is a concern. I'm not saying they're definitely gone, but if they continue the way they have been playing, or what I saw today, it doesn't look great. And their next couple of fixtures include Liverpool, Manchester United and Manchester City over Christmas. So will they go further back in the pecking order in terms of positioning? We'll just have to wait and see. But I've got Trent in there. From what I can see, in good form as well. Maybe could get a few returns. And I see a lot of goals being scored by Liverpool in that game as well. And then I've got Rhys James against Everton. Everton, again, have been struggling. Lost just now, a short while ago, against Crystal Palace 3-1. Is Benitez's days numbered? I'm not too sure. Will James get rotated because it's a midweek game? Could do, but again, I've got the cover on the bench if needn't be in terms of Brownhill, if that is required, if he is rotated as well. So that's the benefit of having players on the bench that can come on for suspensions, injuries, or just simply rotation during this period. So I brought on Douglas Louise in my starting 11. Now, the reason why is because I've seen him play recently, and he's played not too bad since his return from injury. He's on set pieces like corners. He set up that goal for Watkins against Man City that he scored. A great goal. And against Norwich away, I think it might be a good chance for maybe him to get a few returns. Because Norwich, they did play well against Manchester United. But again, at the back, they do look leaky. Ronaldo should have made it 2 at the end. Missed a sitter. But I think Douglas Louise is going to be a good shout out of the other 4, because Ben White is going to be playing West Ham, and I've got 2 attackers from West Ham who I hope get some good returns for me on that game itself. Then we've got Mo Salah, who again is going to be my captain for this game week. Pretty simple. He's got Newcastle at home. The other candidate for me was Ronaldo with Brentford away. But again, Newcastle at home, with the way they played this week, don't see a reason why I shouldn't captain against them, because Brentford played really well against Watford to have a comeback with Mbembo with that penalty. What a game that was. So Salah will be captain for me this game week. And then we've got Bowen against Arsenal. So can he bring back some good form again against Arsenal? Arsenal played really well against Southampton to go in 3-0. However, we shouldn't let people believe that it was all one-way traffic. Certainly for the first 15 to 20 minutes, Southampton did play well. But then Lacazette, Aubameyang, being missed. Lacazette filled in for him. And obviously Odegaard got another goal along with Gabriel. What are your thoughts on Aubameyang? If you're an Aubameyang owner, are you looking to keep him? Are you getting rid? What are your thoughts? But I think generally from last year when I had that whole issue in terms of him missing training or turning up late for the derby, I've never picked him since then. Otherwise, I was quite keen on owning him because for 10 mil, I think he's a really good striker. before then in terms of form, we can never predict. But that's going to be a good question for all those Aubameyang owners who are looking to now move away. Who will you be bringing in into your squad? Then we've got Zahara against Southampton, who shipped 3 goals. So can he come back with some points? Crystal Palace do have some good fixtures over this period, so they've got their win, which they needed. Can he spark some more energy into their good form? So Zaha will remain. Now up front, we've got Antonio against Arsenal. Again, he has blanked quite consistently with the odd return here and there. But it's time he gets a big haul. So is it the Arsenal game? Is he's going to get it at the Emirates Stadium? We just have to wait and see. I'm still backing Antonio to come good at some point after getting 40 points in the first 3 games. I haven't really reaped the benefits since I've had him in my squad. But I know that just like Callum Wilson, if I get rid of him, he's going to get so many more points. But I'm going to back him. I've backed him. And I think he'll come good for me during this period. And then we've already discussed Ronaldo up front, come into my squad, got him in finally, replaced Vardy. Let's go. Let's bring on the next 8 to 10 game weeks. Let's see what he can get me. And then I'm going to persist with Joshua King. So this week, we've got Joshua King this week in my forward line, playing Burnley away, which isn't going to be an easy game for Watford, considering they had such a heartbreaking loss against Brentford in the last game week. So can he come good? Is it time, that Watford really push on to some really amazing football that they have played? Can they stay up? Can Ranieri spark them into life? It's going to be between Dennis and King, so whoever gets that return will go well indeed. So that's my squad for Game Week 17. Fingers crossed it brings home some good return. Get my rank boost up as well. So if I look about from 4 weeks ago, my rank was around 2.9 mil. So I've improved in 5 game weeks. Sorry, I should say not 4, 5. 5 game weeks, I've gone up 1 mil in rank. So if I could do that in the next, I would say over the next period. So we've got some real busy schedule here. So my aim to get into the top mil, I'm about 48 points off it where I was checking the live FPL ranking page. So if I can make about 10 points a week, so in the next 5 game weeks, if I could generally hit the top mil rank, that is going to be my ambition to do so. So fingers crossed we can achieve that. Busy period, let's make these decisions count. So before I go, give us a like if you like this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit subscribe so far on FPL INKLING. In addition, if you haven't joined the league, pop that code in to the FPL website, join the FPL INKLING League and let us know, and let's have a great season this season. Best of luck for Game Week 17. The games are coming thick and fast. Submit your lineups, make your transfers now. There's also a bug which I forgot to mention about Manchester United in terms of COVID. So is Ronaldo going to be available or not? Again, I don't have any information as of yet, but fingers crossed whoever is affected recovers quickly and everyone has a speedy recovery and stays safe. You yourself, please, guys, it's the wave at the moment is getting stronger and stronger. Cases are on the rise, so please take care, wear your masks, socially distance if need it be, look after yourselves, and I'll see you guys soon on the next live stream or videos. Have a good one. See you soon.